Welcome back to another exciting episode of Galea Kills Everything, your #1 rated daily Metropolis weather program where Galea kills everything. Tonight we're on assignment out here in Infernal Khandaq. We are in the middle of the desert and it is hot, hot, hot. And we are fighting Injustice, one of the big bads of the wizard Shazam, the incarnation of all of the ills of evil in the world, and also a Gemini. We didn't know that. So, Injustice is a brawler. He is also taller than you are, which means he's got that big stomp and he makes it go long. Now, Injustice is kind of a throwback to an earlier era of bounties. He does have a couple of very basic ability attacks, but he tends to favor overwhelmingly the good old-fashioned I'll beat your ass approach. Now, this does mean that he is counter-susceptible, but it also means that he's going to be doing a lot of damage because he likes beating ass. That is his #1 thing. So let's unpack how we're going to get through all this. First off, as you'll notice, he is coming out the gate swinging, and you are in an area where there's a lot of other ads around naturally occurring. So it's very easy for you to pick up additional interlopers into this fight if you don't keep it kind of away from that front edge of the area there. You want to fight more towards the back wall. That's going to keep you from getting people involved that you don't want involved. The other side of that coin is he brings friends of his own. Yep. That's right, the good old flames of Injustice. You're going to see a lot of them throughout the course of the fight. We'll get into them here in a moment. They become a little more, shall we say, important. Now, there are two approaches. You can just waylay Injustice himself, keep pouring it on. You do want to do that, by the way. You don't want to sit in for too long. Or you can take care of the ads and then switch back to it. Now, Injustice, as I said, he really only has a couple of big ability attacks. He's got that black ray that you saw there a moment ago. He's got his ad summons, and he'll probably be summoning a Flame of Injustice here pretty shortly. And then he has one attack that's just, well, it's to be seen, to be believed, but if you ever wondered what it would be like for you to be walking through a forest fire, you're going to have that experience here very, very, very quickly. So, you're going to want some mitigation. You're also going to want at least a little bit of damage output. Damage output's probably not going to be quite as important as mitigation, but it is still going to be very important. As you can see, he's got one of those flames of Injustice there in the background now. Usually those things will focus on helping him out, but occasionally they do switch to you. They will use ranged attacks. And they're not really that powerful aside from the fact that they do have non-stop ranged attacks. They do have one other ability that really isn't very good for your health. After a certain point in time, they will self-destruct. The amount of damage that they do when they self-destruct is fucking catastrophic. Massive damage, like nearly fatal damage. Not quite true one-shot stuff, but close enough that you don't want to find out. So, it is a good idea to go ahead and kill them if you can. Also, lo and behold, in the age of feats for everything, there's also a feat associated with killing them specifically. So it's not like you're off the reservation or ending up in the middle of nowhere by focusing on them. You do get something back. Now, this is his other big attack. And as you can see, he set the world on fire quite literally. This attack is not terrible from the standpoint of the amount of damage that it does, but it's terrible from the amount of area that it covers. It doesn't do much damage per hit, but it covers so much area that you're going to take multiple hits getting away from it. You really want to just kind of back up for a moment or two when that happens, recalibrate, get your shields back up, get your robot back up, get your hair did, get your health up, and then focus on attacking him again. Now, if you can manage to negotiate these things, his constant onslaught of brawling attacks, the fact that he sets everything in a square block on fire, and the fact that he has little suicide bombers, It's really not that difficult to fight. This is actually one of the more unique bounties for this era because, again, he focuses mostly on his physical attacks. He's not like Neron or Grundy or any of the tier 7 bounties. They're all 100% ability attack based. Injustice is good old-fashioned ass whooping. He is out here to beat you quite literally to death. Using nothing but his bare hands and a little bit of help from his buddies there. Now, this is a good time to mention, this guy's going to be a stop on the bounty train. He is kind of a pass-fail bounty because although he himself isn't really a DPS check bounty, his little Flames of Injustice, those guys very much have a burn check on them. And they can be very bad for your health if you fail that burn check. So, if it's something you can't handle yourself, wait, ask. The bounty train cometh to all who wait. And you know what? Sometimes you can be the conductor. Don't be afraid to get on LFG and say, hey, looking for bounties. We're going to start over here at Starro. We'll be grinding that shit till tomorrow. You know what I mean. Get in where you fit in. And there he goes. Big clap, 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 slap, slap, slap. This is also a good bounty for aggro drop, I'm not even going to lie, because he does do a tremendous amount of damage if you let him focus on you specifically. But if you have a controller-based character like Mental, Gadgets, anybody but a hard light guy, really, or if you have the Scarecrow Fear Bomb, which, oh man, that's magic, it's going to pay a lot of dividends in this particular fight, because as you can see, we make him forget that I'm here. He goes over there and beats the crap out of the robot while Galea is stabbing him in the ass with a two-handed sword. And I don't know if you've ever been stabbed in the ass, but you generally don't want that happening with a 7-foot-long piece of steel. Bad for your health. But yeah, as long as you can stay out of the fire, you can manage to kill off the Flames of Injustice before they explode, and you can manage to mitigate or avoid his non-stop onslaught of attacks. My bad. You'll be fine. And it is worthwhile to mention that this is one of the top area bounties. This is going to be probably on the level with Pride for the area difficulty. Neither of these bounties is really impossible. They both have different build challenges and different survivability challenges. This guy really is a bit more engendered to your mitigation and your situational awareness, whereas Pride is a bit more focused on your actual movement, your output, and your reactions, things like that. That being said, they both have feats associated with them, so neither one is left out the cold on that particular score. And that also being said, 8 marks, reward box, the same stuff you get for every bounty of this type, of this caliber. Now, as you can see, there's somebody who came in here right at the very end, and sometimes you have to put up with that. I was out here trying to make a statement. This guy's out here trying to get a bag, and, well, I'm not going to worry about him right now, because you know what, folks? You saw the vid, you know who did all the heavy lifting in that one. All right, well, it has been fun, but the damage is done. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll catch you on another night. Enjoy that vibe. Good fight, good night.